Oh my gosh, it makes me so happy. Hi, you guys. Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
Frankie, Shelby, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just living.
Yeah. What you been up to this week, bro?
I am working on selling my car this week. That's been a big priority. So I've been like detailing it and listing it. But that's pretty much it. Working, doing some marketing. What about you?
Nice, bro. I love it. I've just been working too. It's snowing up here right now. I'm in Michigan, so
Really?
I've been snowboarding a little bit.
Nice.
Um,
I wish.
yeah, it's been good, bro. Me and Keegan been hanging out a good bit actually. We've been in some coffee shops recently.
Dude, nice. That's
How did
Keegan's a
awesome.
legend.
how did that oil class go for you guys?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
cool.
It
We
went
did it
pretty good.
online. Yeah, we did it online instead. We ended up sending out some samples. It was really cool. There was a blizzard, not like a blizzard, but I mean the roads were like closed off. I mean, it was like everyone was like not driving because how bad the roads were. And so we ended up just like doing it online.
Bro, I gave
Um,
Kento his oils,
yeah.
dude. I let him try a little bit of breathe, and dude, he was shocked. He was like, "Damn!" So like that, like the expression on his face is like, "Oh yeah, dude, breathe it in.
That's so
It'll
funny.
all be okay."
Michael,
That's
remember
hilarious.
remember the oil you told me about that I'd never tried
Intune?
before?
And
Yeah. My
Come
friend
on.
Sarah and I are obsessed with it. We're like
Yeah, it's amazing.
frankincense in it. There's four types of frankincense in there. She's
Yeah,
like,
it's
I know
amazing.
there's frankincense in there. And I read the ingredients and it's like it's a powerhouse. There's some good stuff
No, it
in
really is.
bro, and it's like my favorite smell too.
it. It
It's so
smells
good.
so good.
Really helps me lock in. Anywho.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're good. I think maybe other people will join in. We start a little late, but we'll get right into it. Thanks for coming, everybody. Glad to see all of you guys again on this cold winter day. All right. So today we have some exciting stuff. We're gonna go into the topic on new situations often, and then Gemma's gonna talk about the cold approach, which is a really cool topic. But one thing we're gonna talk about first, I see I have it in here somewhere. Is the monthly routine or like sort of the monthly like calendar. So this past month we've talked about just to like circle back. Uh, January was like very like mental like mindset focused, right? We have it's a new year, so we really wanted to like base it around growing your mind and growing that side, which is so important, especially being a young type of person that we all are, that want to grow and be better and just do amazing things. And so the first week we talked about mind, body, and spirit, and that was so good because we were able to talk about how it all correlates and how everything, yeah, just like correlates with itself. Second week we talked about peace over fear, was a really cool topic. Choosing, and that was all mental too, right? Like choosing what you're gonna fix your mind on. So that was really cool. And then we talked about bored to brilliant, about taking the time to like step back, be silent, be alone, to Sabbath, or to just like have those moments to yourself, and how a lot of geniuses and a lot of like really intelligent people take that time to just like be quiet and to like be still, and how like it's just so good for you. And so this week we're going to talk about new situations often. That's kind of the title. And we're going to talk about, yeah, just the benefits of doing that. And then February, we're going to go into more holistic routes. So back into kind of what we were doing the month before in December and November. Um, we're going to have those ironed out, but we're going to try and do a theme for every month. So January was very mindset focused. And so February, we're going to have a different theme, and then for all the other months. And so if anyone has any ideas ever, you're more than welcome to shoot them to us. We'd love to hear like what y'all want to learn about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll jump right in. Um, New situations often. Such a cool topic because I mean, it's just the new situations often is kind of like a thing that I wanted to make my kind of like my motto or like my thing for last year. New situations often, like it's a huge part of I think who I am now, and it's definitely changed everything between like friendships and just opportunities. And yeah, so we'll get into it. The whole idea behind this, it's a really simple concept, and I want y'all to like kind of ponder on it and think on it. And I hope it gets you guys thinking. But the whole concept is that if you're a person, and I believe a lot of us are in this group chat, um, all right, bye, Shelby. Have a good night. Um, if you're the type of person that is into growth and wants to be better, which I believe that's all of us in this call. And so if that's you, then in order to achieve those new heights or to do those new challenges, you need a new circumstance or a new situation. You can call it whatever you want. And so it's this whole idea that like in order to achieve that, you're gonna have to do new things, right? If you want new friends because you want to just be a different person, or if you want um, new results, doing the same thing is obviously not getting you that result. You have to do new things. And so this whole idea of like putting yourself in new situations, whether that's like saying yes to like an event that you're like, I'd have to go talk to people, or like, I'd have to like go out and like out of my comfort zone. Right. But if we're like able to like just like break that and be like, you know what? Like we have one life. Like is the life I'm living right now, am I totally okay with that? Or do I want more? Do I want to grow? Do I want to meet other people and impact other people's lives? Do I want to like make a difference? And you have to ask yourself that. And if you don't, then then you're fine. This doesn't apply to you. But if you're like, I want to like do something new, I want there to be like, I don't know, I feel like there's more, and there's totally more. um, and so yeah, I'll tell a little story this past year about how like just like new situations have changed my life. And then Gemma can kind of hop into the topic, but I hope this like makes sense. It's this whole idea of like um the opportunity that's on the other side of a new situation, right? Like whether it's like an invite to a party or to like a social event, or if it's just like walking up to someone and being like, hey, I really like something about you, like whether it's like clothes or like just like they look cool, and like making a friend that way. um I've met so many cool people. Even I was just in, I think I told this to Gemma, but I was in Hawaii, and I actually met so many incredible people there. That whole trip was just flooded with new situations and new people. And one of the times I was flying back home, or I was flying to the other island, I think. Either way, I was in the airport and I saw this guy. He looked like really cool. And I was like, hey bro, what's going on? And we just started like talking. And it turns out he was just in like Indonesia, where we were planning on going for this trip. So either way, we ended up like talking for like a long time before our flights. His phone was about to die, so I like let him borrow my charger because he didn't have one. It was just like it's really cool moment of just like catching up and like getting to meet someone new. And now like we stay in touch, and I'm sure like one day like we'll go on a trip, or like something will happen, or maybe never, but I'm sure our paths will cross again. um, and so that's like been, I mean, things like that have always been really cool because the ability to just like pick up and like make a friend. Another story which was really cool is this is probably a better story to share. I was in same trip, I was in Hawaii, and I was on the beach one day by myself. It was like during like the surf pipeline competition. And there was these guys throwing the football, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. That looks fun. And I like took my headphones off and like put my bag down. I had my little like satchel, and I just like put my stuff down. I was like, hey, can I throw with y'all? And we just started talking. And this guy named Nick, super cool guy, like super sweet dude, started talking with him. And then either way, we ended up talking for like an hour and a half. Just like we stopped throwing the ball. We were just standing there talking on the beach, like watching the surfers, just like talking, like locked in on each other. Ended up like hanging out with him and his friend group for the rest of the trip, and like ended up staying with him that night and a um couple other nights. And we like hung out, and like we literally had just met, and now we're like boys. And like if I ever go back to Hawaii, like I'm definitely gonna see him, and if he's ever in the mainland, like we're definitely gonna hang out, or like you know what I mean, like so stuff like that is just like really cool. And that never would have happened unless you go out of your comfort zone and like put yourself in a new situation. And like people like I don't know if you're like, I mean, people want to meet other people as well. Like some people are a little shy, some people are more introverted and extroverted, but like people want to meet other people. And so if you're like kind and you go up to someone, like they're gonna want to say hi, and they're gonna want to like um introduce themselves. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. You guys should just try it. But that's pretty much it though. I think just like putting yourself in a new situation is really good, like overall. So
I
yeah.
love it. So good. So good, Michael. I think you're exemplary at new situations. Even our first conversation at doTERRA leadership was like that was like a totally new situation for both of us.
That's so funny. I forgot about that. That was
Yeah,
wild.
that's really interesting. Our
We
first,
got right into it right away. I forgot about that. We were
yeah,
talking about all
we were
types of
like
stuff.
El Saladino, organ meat, the I
Raw
talked
milk.
LLV, raw milk. Yeah,
Yeah,
like why do people do the LLV? What's so cool about having all your vitamins?
literally.
Yeah, but that was cool. So about new situations and approaching people that are totally strangers. Um, we listened to this incredible podcast this week. It's on the Ty Lopez show. I'm actually going to share it on both of our chats. Um, Michael, I'm going to mute you. I think you have background noise. Sorry, you can unmute yourself later. There we go. So I'm going to share it on both of the chats. It's a 20-minute video. It is incredibly packed with a lot of good information. But this guy was like new situations that get you to the next level of your education, of your career, of your health, of your wealth, of your happiness and contentment with life is approaching new people, people that look interesting. So your personal taste is going to attract you to new people all the time. But how do you close that new situation, that new connection, is by approaching it with confidence. Assume the sale, assume they're really, really interested in what you got to say. Compliment them on something, and approach the situation, the confidence that you approach the situation with, and the silence that you give in that new conversation is going to allow time for that person to reciprocate their interest as well. So, like an example, when Michael and I met, we started talking about health, and we both started to like information dump all of the things that we have in common about health and all the things that we're both doing. We're like, I do that too, and I do that too. So we both bought into each other's lifestyles because of our health backgrounds. We were at a health event. I mean, it's kind of obvious we were had that in common, but also look at the things that you have in common in your environment. I think that's a huge thing. But embracing that discomfort of a new situation by bringing something positive to the situation, like a compliment, is an incredible way to start. Something you're interested in. Find something super special and intriguing about that person that draws you to them and gives you reason for that person to stay around in your life. Build a relationship off of that. Your happiness, your wealth, and your health is determined by your community. If you are unhappy with any of those things, your happiness, your health, your wealth, take the initiative to approach new situations more regularly, because you bringing new people into your environment changes your mind, it changes your expression. It just the same way that you would when you're consuming new food, it changes your gut microbiome. That's what we're doing with people in our environment. When we consume new food, say I had mushrooms this week, zucchini and sauerkraut. Next week, I'm going to be craving that. That's the way the body and the gut works. We crave the things that we're putting in. So if we're putting in information from people who are really successful, next week I'm going to crave situations that are even more successful, even more affirming to health, wealth, and happiness. And if that's not bringing that to the table anymore, that's going to be an indication to me that either the people around me are faltering or I'm settling for something that is not bringing that standard of energy and performance in the people around me. And that also gives you an indication of, hey, how can I support the people around me to become healthier, become wealthier, and be happier by the way that we're supporting each other? Am I bringing new people into the circle? Am I affirming to the people around me that I am a wealth of resources? I am a positive contribution to the world around me, my community. So you change it when you carve new situations for yourself, put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Look at the amount of people in the past 2 weeks that you have been around that are regulars, that you regularly see, and how many of those people were you a complete stranger to everyone in the room? How, like, name the amount of times in the past 2 weeks where you put yourself deliberately into a situation where you were a stranger to everyone in the room. did you put yourself into an uncomfortable situation to be going and approaching new relationships, new situations? There was an incredible example that the guy in the podcast shared where Steve Jobs called up this incredible tech guy, like top in the industry, and he's like, "Hey, I want to buy this specific computer part from you for a computer that I'm building." And from that phone call, literally cold called him. From that, when he was really young, like this is before he had built his own name. From that cold call, he built himself a mentorship with someone who was way further ahead in life than him, in wealth than him, in his career and in his education. And he literally inherited a mentorship of someone who was far more experienced than he was by approaching a new situation. So my question for you guys is to look at your life in the past 2 weeks and see and name. I would love to hear some stories. What situation have you put yourself in where you met a new person and you still keep up with that person today, or you've checked in with them at least once? If you've met a new person, you put yourself in a new situation, whether it's a job opportunity, whether it's a new friend, whether it's a social circle, or like just something like we love the same music, we're going to a music concert. Like, what's one new situation you've put yourself into? You were uncomfortable, you were bold. Let's hear it. Feel free to unmute yourself. Keegan, let's hear it.
I mean, not in the past 2 weeks, I guess, but uh meeting Michael, definitely. Like I met him like what was it, like last month? Just about
2 months ago, I think, right?
2 months
The
ago.
first time you met us was through this call.
Yeah, I mean like I've met like other people, but he's definitely one that like I stay in touch with. I mean, we get coffee like uh once to two times a week.
Dude, we're going on a trip in June together.
Yeah.
Keegan and I are boys. Keegan's my boy.
Yeah. And it's just like meeting him, like me, I would say like me putting myself out there like on Instagram, because like I said, like I'm an introvert. Um, but putting myself out there and like start posting like holistic stuff. Michael reached out to me and he's like, "Yo, dude, where you from?" And I was like, "Wayland, bro." And then we just hook up, and it was just from there, dude. And yeah, I mean, like we're going on a trip together, and like just from that little moment,
The
just
rest is history.
rest was history. Which I love it.
Dude, I love that, bro. I feel the same way. I literally, it's mutual. That's so cool. It's crazy. It's crazy how quickly, like, I don't know, it's just wild. And that, yeah, I'll let y'all talk too. But one more thing, like, just to like piggyback. Um, it's cool. Like my friend circle is pretty strong, but like it seems like it's still like it seems like it's still evolving in like a really cool way. As I'm like maturing and growing in different ways, it seems like those are the type of people that like I keep like meeting, and I used to be like more like there's no one else there, out like me. Like I'm unique, I'm different, there's no one like me. But now it's like we'll go out and talk to people and then you'll meet people. I was expecting people to just like come to me and be attracted to me. Like, but I wasn't willing to like go up to someone else and like say hi. Does that make sense? Like you have to like almost like lower yourself and be like people are amazing. Like I want to meet other people. Like I want to meet people. And then when you do that, everything changes. And that's been the thing with Keegan and with like so many other cool people. Even like Shastine, like we met in Texas, and Elijah too. Like Elijah's coming on the trip too. Like these guys are all incredible, and like you just start meeting like amazing people, and it's just like Alex walked up to me at summer camp. Or no, not it was winter camp. But anyway, I'll let y'all talk. But I've met some really cool people like through doing that, and vice versa. Like Alex walked up to me. Alex is on the call right now. He's quiet, but Alex walked up to me and he's like, "Hey," he said something about my like jacket or something. He's like, "Hey, bro," and then we started talking. Next thing you know, we're boys.
But you know, this
So, and
you becoming friends with Keegan or Alex or any of or Shane expose you to their friend circles. So like
exactly.
you are now wealthier because of their friend circle. You chose someone with interesting, they gave you more interesting people, They expanded your
Yeah.
wealth, expanded your circle.
No, seriously, it's wild.
It's so cool.
It's wild. All right, anyhow,
Evelina,
y'all's turn.
Evelina, Evie.
Yeah, I think in the last couple of weeks, there's definitely been like a few people that I've like connected with. I wouldn't say like intentional friendship as in like follow up, but like just like gone up to them. I've always like said this to myself, like I never know who I'm gonna sit next to, and like whether that's like advice they could give me or just like be someone super cool in my life. But actually someone that I'm meeting this week. We're like in the same circle of life, but like we keep like crossing paths, but we haven't been intentional. So on Sunday, I was just like, okay, let's hang out, let's get a date on the week this week, and so that's pretty cool. We're gonna meet up this week.
That's cool. I love when
But
people determined by community things, and then you're like, oh, we definitely should go deeper. There's something interesting here. I've had some cool relationships blossom from situations like that. People from the gym, you see them all the time, and you're like, man, they're so cool. They're so driven. They're so disciplined. I love their technique, their form. I just made a friend like a couple days ago because of that, because he was like, oh, I love your squatting form. Oh, you should do this on your pull ups. And I'm like, wow, we are totally going to be friends. Like, you're pointing out things that I can be better. Let's go, you know? Shastine, Alex.
Honestly, I'm gonna kind of be like on the same boat as Keegan, like mentioned Michael, because whenever me and Michael first met, it was like at the Stockyards in Dallas, Fort Worth, and we didn't really like. What were you? Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna like put my in case I needed to.
Oh, well, I just like we didn't really like hit it off until he came to Marble, and he became really good friends with my boyfriend. My boyfriend's Elijah. Elijah's someone who's gonna get with him.
I
Um,
shit. Keegan, you
and
know Elijah.
and and the reason why I'm just bringing up Michael is because we've kept in touch like here and there, also just talking about like this phone call or these Zoom calls, but also Michael's been so like informational on a lot of essential oils that we've been talking to him about it, and asking him about so many different um benefits to them because I just like started getting interested into it. Elijah's kind of already been in it, but I think Michael's kind of like accentuated like Elijah's like, oh my gosh, like I'm not using cologne anymore. I'm just gonna use essential oils, and I'm just like, oh okay, well like I need, and so like I'm like, dang, okay, like Michael, like okay, what's the benefits of all this stuff, like, and so I would just say like Michael for sure, but also just like in different areas, like I'm already an extroverted person anyways, so it's just cool to just like um hear it from a different perspective because I'm like, oh yeah, like I talk to people, but I don't always go out of my way like Michael did like in Hawaii or something just to go to people. Like I don't think I would normally have done that. But yeah, I've thought if I would definitely say that that's um an example of meeting someone new.
I feel honored. I feel very honored. Thank you. Likewise, it was so cool being down in Texas. I met so many amazing people. Really cool experience. But I feel the same way. It's legendary. Alexio,
Hey, what's up, you guys? Sorry, I've
so
been driving.
Alexio.
No run
I
club
would
today.
say what?
I said no run club today.
I'm actually on my way to run club. I'm running really late today. There's supposed to be an ambassador meeting at 6 o'clock, and I'm not getting there till 6:38. So,
Mm.
oopsies.
Okay, we're
But
keeping.
yeah, no, it's okay. But yeah, honestly, it was Michael. I had went up to him over winter camp because I really liked the style. And we actually like exchanged Instagrams, and I remember I would like swipe up I think for like a whole week straight because he was like posting what he was cooking, and it looked all really good and like healthy, and I don't know, like I was like I'm used to it, and so ever since then, like after Michael had taught me a couple things that um I kind of like implementing into my life and just start changing the way I eat and changing like the way like I act and the way um like I don't know the way I'm supposed to carry myself. And now even like where I'm going, people dude, Alex, you smell so good. Like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's nothing. It's just, my doTERRA oil, or it's just like this oil that I use, or it's my diffuser that have in my room. Like it's just around me. Uh, so definitely, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you, bro. This is very kind. You guys are all really, really kind. Thank you.
Michael, you are the center of attention today. Hey, Eli, do you have something to contribute? I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe you can.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hello, hello. Okay. I'm driving right now, so that's why I'm not showing my face. But it's actually my first time here. So hello to everybody. Eli from Texas. Actually, speaking of code approach, I one person I did meet in this group code approaching was Gemma. Actually, I approached her at a coffee shop, and then now we've been talking and we're like friends and everything. And there was actually one story I want to state that's been in my mind while you guys were talking. It's it's not really recent. It was more like last year. But in terms of like approaching people and meeting new people and kind of finding new experiences, I had like this really important speech to do at a work conference, and I was pretty nervous about it. And I was like, I really need to practice it because I don't know if I'm not really good at like public speaking and whatnot. So I decided to do something a little out there, completely a little crazy idea, and that was to go to a mall, a really well-known mall here in Houston called Galleria Mall. And I was like, I'm gonna take my speech with me, and I'm just gonna approach random people for like 3 4 hours, and I'm gonna have them sit down, and they're gonna listen to my speech. And some people did not want to sit there and listen to the speech, of course, but there was a couple people that actually gave me a lot of tips. I met a lawyer that does a lot of public speaking, of course, like in court, whatnot. He was like, okay, so that was really good, but you need to do this. Here's this pointer. Here's that. Here's this tip. Blah blah blah. And that was story that stuck out to me just because, I was really nervous going into it. It was a really scary moment. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I even here? Why did I think of this? But I was like, I'm just going to do it, see what happens. And it doesn't matter what people think, doesn't matter what people say, whatever. And, I felt after that, after those 3 hours of pain and torture, I felt very victorious and I felt a lot more confident in my speech. And I feel like I shook a lot of the nerves out for when the day came to say the speech. And I killed it. I don't know if that's related to the topic or whatnot, but I just had to
That's
say that story.
legendary, bro.
Yeah,
I love it. That's so sweet.
yeah.
Dude,
But
thanks
yeah,
for sharing. That's really
of
cool.
course. My pleasure.
Wow. Everyone shared. That was really good. Except for Maggie. Maggie didn't share. Come on, we're not gonna let you slide, Maggie.
That's the question.
So the question is, who's someone you've met either in the last 2 weeks or a situation that you from the past that you came up to someone new and you built a relationship off of it, or you just exposed yourself to a new situation with a new person?
Oh. Um, well, this isn't like in person, but we have a ton of mutual friends. And there was this girl that I look up to. And I felt like we just had similar personalities, and so I reached out to her and was like, "Hey, let's hang out next time you're in town." She's from like Florida, and I don't know, we have a bunch of mutual friends, and I realized that um we just have similar personalities. So I'm excited to like get to know her. I don't know if that goes
Come
along with I
on.
just
Let's
joined.
go. That's great. No, that's great.
Fun.
That's great. Hey, a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff is social media. Social media is a big tool nowadays. I met a lot of really cool people that way. That's really good. That's very good.
I love that.
I just met Keegan and I, and then Elijah, Shastine's boyfriend, and then Austin and Griff, and then a couple other guys. We're all going on this trip for the month of June. Austin and Griff, I met them both online, and then we met up in person. But like, you can meet people online. It's cool. Like we all met on Instagram, and we were like, whoa, we just like the same thing. What Maggie said, like you see someone you think they're like cool, or, like similar, and like you like message. A lot of people are like down to like, I mean, people like crave community. It's cool when you meet someone that you can kind of relate to in a different way too. So definitely like reach out to people. Hope you guys took something from this call.
That's
But that
also
was pretty much it.
that's something that we've been doing with Wellness Mavericks. Like we're literally a cold approach to anybody who's interested in wellness. We've had people come on here who've never known any of us, met any of us in person. and just came on by first impression of what Wellness Maverick. It sounded interesting, so people came. So that's been really cool. Like having people join the community and be supported by this circle of people who are coming together for one purpose of learning, growing, young, and want to be healthy in their life. Also,
Real.
Michael, y'all are going to be in June all together joining Wellness Mavericks calls.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 8 guys on a beach somewhere. We don't know exactly where yet. We almost booked to Colombia in the middle of the jungle, but then we reverted. I think right now we're gonna end up in Nicaragua, but it could change. We're hopefully.
Or how
Wait,
long?
wait.
How long you guys going?
It's gonna be the whole month of June. We're living in one place for a month.
That's so.
Yeah, we're all gonna be like.
Colombia anymore? Elijah was so excited about that.
Yeah, I know.
It
We
was
all
so
were.
nice.
We're all like heartbroken right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. It's not confirmed yet. We might revert back. It's just there's like 8 of us, and so we all have to like agree on something. Yeah, but no, it's gonna be sick though. 1 month in June together. We found a crazy spot in Nicaragua, right on the beach. It's got a pool. I get into it later, but it's crazy.
What's the intent? What's the purpose of the trip?
Grow, learn, journal, business stuff. I don't know, just like we're gonna be there for a month. So obviously we'll find like a gym. We'll live there for a month. So it'll be like living with a bunch of like-minded people. So it's like people like Elijah's amazing. He's got a clothing brand. Keegan's a beast. Austin's a beast. He's got a gum brand, like a Majestic. It's like a natural gum. Griff, world traveler, gets paid to go on trips. Colby he's doing like yoga in like the Cayman Islands or something right now, teaching yoga. Like all these guys are just like sweet dude. So it's gonna be like we're all gonna be in one spot. The creativity, the like business potential for what's gonna happen in that month is like there's no cap to it. There's no roof. It's gonna be insane.
God. Crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Okay. It's all guys, right?
Yeah, it's all guys.
Okay.
It's a road trip.
I think Wellness Mavericks girls need a girl trip.
Okay, do it. We'll meet up in Costa Rica after.
Yeah, we have Costa Rica reunites with everybody.
Yes.
I think.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining, everybody. And I really hope y'all learned something. Hopefully this topic resonates a little bit and you can think on it. I challenge you all to walk up to someone random and say hello.
Hear about it next week.
Let's hear
about it
next week. Because it's definitely fun.
I'm gonna hop on the next call. I'm excited.
Let's go. Actually, I think I'll be in Washington next week for the call. Wait, maybe not.
Yeah, you will.
Sweet. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. Anyhow. All right, guys. I think that's it, right, John? And do you have anything else?
That's it. We are done.
All right, Costa Rica is coming in the summer for the trip. Everybody ready?
Next month is going to be a new topic. So this past month was all about mindset and growth, internal initiative, doing things that are uncomfortable, being bored. Next month, new topic. Get ready because we're going to drop it in the chat. We're going to drop in the chat what the new topic of the.
It's going to be like the theme for the month.
Yes.
So all right, you guys are all awesome. Have a wonderful week, and thanks for coming, everybody. Bye, guys.